I went on a backpacking trip over Labor Day weekend with David and Paulina. We stayed at a reservoir in Immigrant Wilderness for a couple nights. Some of it seemed unnatural. Trees and rocks had been cleared out to make room for dam machinery and people who lived out here while the dam was being built. It was still really beautiful. We spent most of the day hanging out at the lake, enjoying our little corner of solitude. Over the course of the day, we'd seen a handful of day trippers hanging out too. Some of them are fishing, stretching, hanging out with their kids, or just laying out naked. There was a heat wave this weekend, so swimming in the lake was probably one of the only things we could do without passing out.
I walked up the chute, and I saw that big tree over there, and then I peed in that bush.
Like most places in the wilderness, this place transforms in the dark under the moonlight. And with the dam in the distance and all of this old equipment, there is just something disturbed about this place. Something bizarre happened to me that first night that we camped, and I'll tell anyone the story who wants to know about it. I'm having a hard time rationalizing it, so maybe someone else can. Looking back on it though, it was still a fun trip. I like going on long drives, doing things that are challenging, spending time with people that I care about, and just getting out of my head. I've been getting back into a riding routine over the last few weeks. Usually this means riding across Golden Gate Bridge to get to Marin Headlands or riding around the city. I'm not officially training for anything right now, but I kind of wish I was because I've been feeling pretty aimless. I do have a goal in mind to eventually do a bikepacking trip that goes all around the bay. I've never gone before, but I think it would be a good new skill to learn and a fun, hard thing to put myself up to. The only problem is that I don't know anyone else who's interested in doing something like this. So I think the first step would probably have to be to make some friends. Not much happened the rest of the month. I went to something for work and there were a lot of people there. I got sick because I wasn't being careful. So I got sick and then I got Marcus, my partner, sick. So we spent a lot of time staying at home, recovering, and trying to be productive.
Hello, my love. I heard a kiss from you. Red magic sent you plainly too. All through the morning rain again. The sun doesn't shine.
Trying to be productive while I was sick ended up being a bad idea. Eventually, the fatigue caught up to me, and I was out of it for 2 weeks. I just don't like feeling like I'm useless, and my brain and body were out of sync. Like, my brain wanted me to do all of these things like be active, go outside, socialize with other people, but it was hard. It was like I was in a daze, and I wasn't in control. And then, of course, for a couple days, we couldn't taste or smell anything. Can you taste it?
I feel like it tastes a little bit more.
For real?
Try to cool down.
Oh, the sriracha. Eventually, I got better. And at the end of the month, I got to see one of my favorite bands, Broken Social Scene. My friend David and I went to Sonoma to watch them at a winery. The stage is outdoors and it's on a grassy hill where you can set up your blankets to hang out. I've been listening to this band for maybe 15 years now, and they just recently celebrated the 20th year anniversary of one of their albums, You Forgot It in People. So they played that and some other tracks too. It was just really nostalgic for me. And it was cool to share space with other people who kind of get it too, you know? It brought up a lot of memories and emotions. I remember being 19 or 20 and I was back home on Oahu. I was driving down a highway at night by myself. And this highway goes along the ocean. So for some parts of it, I was looking at the water. And for the rest of it, I was looking at trees or homes that lined the highway. The moon was full. So everything was kind of just cast by this really soft white light. Stars and Suns came up on KTUH, the local college radio station. And I remember crying listening to this song. Back then and even now, I don't really know what any of the lyrics mean, but there's just something about that song that helped me process and release all of this pent-up anger and sadness I was feeling at the time. I've also been working on a set list using the many records we have at home and also new records I've been collecting. And I just get really excited and I have a lot of fun researching music and putting stuff together. So maybe you'll see something in the next few weeks. I don't really have an audience to play for besides myself and Marcus, but if anyone wants to hang out, swap records, listen to music together, I'm super down. Thanks for listening. I'll see you all next month.